Hello and welcome to another episode of To Be Honest, a show with a clown, a nerd, a duck, and a degenerate. So today we're talking about the epic Minecraft YouTuber that is known as Dream. We did have an episode where we talked about him before, back when he did his face reveal, which has probably gone down in history as the worst face reveal of all time, at least judging by everyone's reaction to it. But now, several months later, there have been multiple allegations against him. Some are old, some are new, some are ongoing. I mean, some of these allegations are happening right now as we speak. It's very, very difficult to make heads or tails of anything. It's an incredibly convoluted story, mostly because this former fan base of his is very untrustworthy. I mean, people are literally making things up. But the only thing that I can say for absolute certain so far is that just everyone despises this guy. Like, they genuinely hate him.
What's also not helped him as well is how vocal he's been on Twitter. He's basically trying to shoot down every person individually, which never works.
Dream would be getting 90% less hate if he just did not respond to them. People love that stuff.
Well, it's more if you put it all together in a response video, which is what some people have been saying. Like, you know, if he actually took his time with it instead of just being like, this person's a liar, and this person's a liar, and this person's a liar. Because obviously the way he responds is like, he is really taking advantage of the new limit for characters on Twitter. But instead what he should be doing, instead of trying to shoot down every single claim, he should like put it all together in a response instead of like, you know, being like, this is fake, this is fake.
I don't think that will even benefit him in any way at this point because his fan base is like rabid, or at least his haters are rabid.
Well, no, the haters for Dream are worse than his fan base when it comes to being rabid now.
Yeah, I think they were his fans originally. This was his original fan base, which has turned against him.
Honestly, he could make a video debunking everything, be like 100% innocent. The first reply is still just going to be groomer. Like, people are not going to care. No matter what he does,
yeah,
even
the
if
haters won't be swayed.
Even if he genuinely has receipts, people do not care.
And also as well,
is burning.
On top of that, what a lot of the stands noticed, because, you know, they just want to pry into every aspect of people's lives. They found out that a lot of the big Minecraft YouTubers have actually like quietly unfollowed him on everything.
Look at the irony of how this the conversation around Dream has shifted. When he was coming up and gained in popularity massively, like shot up to like, you know, tens of millions of subscribers out of nowhere, Twitter was always debating like, look how much they're over sexualizing Dream. He was involved in all of this fan art that was like,
oh god,
it wasn't something he asked for.
That was before the face reveal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. There were all these famous examples of him being turned into like a chair or having his legs removed.
I remember
turning him into basically like a toy doll, you know, and
stuff
in a sexual way. Yeah. And now what's coming out is just that he is horny on main and people are like, unacceptable. Like, no normal horniness.
Yeah, I remember one of the bad things as well, he'd never actually shoot down when people would draw stuff like that as well. Because I guess he was just kind of...
Oh, yeah, he very much played into the parasocial aspect. I mean, there's that tweet that I still remember where he just calls all his fans kittens and he loves them. It's like, bro, you are 22 years old.
No wonder he's got grooming allegations then, if he's calling them kittens.
Yeah.
What did he say? You're a bunch of kittens? That's right.
It was
You're
some
all like
weird thing
saying,
I love you all, just like how I love kittens. You're all my kittens.
Yeah.
It was like a very...
Okay, he did it. He definitely did it.
That's all you needed.
That's not even ironic. He wasn't even doing it ironically, was he?
Your verdict there is basically like every single Dream renter.
Oh, you want me to read this? Love has many different meanings. Obviously, no creator can love their fans in the same way that they love their family or their best friends. But that doesn't mean they can't express love and care for them at all. I can say that I love kittens. Even if I've not personally interacted with every kitten, I've interacted with enough to know that I have a lot of care and affection for all of them. If I'm told about a kitten being hurt or going through something rough, my heart can hurt. I genuinely love and care about you guys, and that's the best way that I can describe it. You are like a whole bunch of kittens, and I love you. Not every creator will feel the same as me, and that's fine. But I'm being genuine every time I say it. I love you and care about you. Heart Yeah, I mean, he did it. He fucking did it.
That's it. That's all Colossal needed.
I remember at the time that raised the bar for setting up parasocial
insane.
relationships. It's so manipulative.
I remember the one tweet he made about how he actually got his success. And I just remember it being a huge paragraph.
I just remember him saying I studied Reddit.
Yeah. And then it became a huge copy pasta where it's like, oh, that video did well. What'd you do? Oh, I studied Reddit. But yeah, I've noticed that Dream always, because anyone that's famous always has a collection of renters, but with him, like, it's steadily grown over the years, and people kind of.
And he hasn't helped it.
Snide
he
him,
hasn't
but
helped it himself.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying he has. Yeah, he's brought it on himself, but like, you know, it's definitely grown because him being so public about shit like that as well. But I remember like renters would always kind of like snide him and stuff, never really do more than that. But now, obviously, after everything and all the unfollows and stuff, they're literally coming for his throat.
I mean, he should be in prison just for these tweets alone, quite frankly. I don't care if he's like guilty of anything else. I mean, he should go to jail for this.
This is from like a year ago. What is that, 2 years ago when he made those tweets?
Long overdue then. Long overdue sentence. I wish him nothing but the worst for that.
I remember at the time, I thought, okay, he's setting up a parasocial relationship. This looks super manipulative, but so long as he never, and he had no allegations at that point of ever being sexual towards his fan base. He just seemed to be trying to welcome them too much into this cozy relationship of I'll love you like a pet, you know. But he hadn't been sexual. So at that point it was like, well, I don't like that aspect of it, but at least, you know, it doesn't look like grooming. I don't like this tweet that says Dream is a groomer. Grooming is not exclusively sexual. Yes, it is. That's what that term means.
Well, no, grooming is not always sexual.
It is, by definition.
No, it isn't. I mean, I've groomed a horse before, so...
Okay. grooming in the sense of an allegation, okay, of wrongdoing. You know, you can use the term, you can use it as a metaphor or an analogy for something like, you know, I'm grooming a replacement, and that's not bad, right? I'm grooming my apprentice,
but in the internet,
to take over for me.
In the internet,
right?
It always means sexual.
Yeah, this is an allegation. Dream is a groomer. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean anything good, right? This is an accusation. So grooming's not exclusively sexual. Well, if you're making an accusation, then that's what people assume. If you're making an allegation of something bad, then stick to the term and don't reinvent it. Don't move the goalposts to where it also includes, okay, he talked to me before I turned 18, and then once I turned 18, then it got sexual. That would, by definition, be grooming if you can prove that you were seeding the sexual nature of the relationship up to the point of 18. That would be grooming. But it doesn't look like anyone's exposing that. It just looks like he's talking to his fans, and then once they say they're 18, he allows it to become sexual. I think there's conversation you can have about power dynamics and whether that's fair or not. And I think it's impossible to ever get to the bottom of, because plenty of relationships come from people who appreciate someone else's work, and they have different levels of stature and influence. And, you know, you can't outlaw people from dating just because they don't have exactly the same amount of followers. You know, it's too obsessed with power if you're thinking that way, and it's none of your business.
Would you guys ever start or have a sexual interaction with a fan or subscriber? Or is that like a total abuse of power?
If I was single, and the amount of time that I've been single since I've been on YouTube is very small windows of time, but if I was single and wanting to date, you know, I wouldn't be looking through my fan base as I know some people do.
If you're selectively trying to find impressionable people to sleep with, then yeah, I think it's an issue. But if it just naturally happens, I mean, it's just something that famous people have always done. You can definitely be predatory about it, you know, and that's where a lot of, when it blows up on somebody, it's when you see that they are doing this in every city to people on, you know, successive nights in a row, that they set up an expectation that, oh, maybe he's interested in me, or maybe we could date, but you're just like, they only want to fuck you once and they'll never talk to you again. Like, a lot of famous people act like that with their supporters. You know, they'll fuck 20,000, 30,000 of their fans. That gets exploitative, you know. But is it fair to tell someone that they can't date someone who they met through their career? And that's not fair at all.
I think it's a different situation with Dream, though, to be fair. think what you're making me think of is the whole like fucking music stars and stuff, how they'd have hookups. What did they call it? Groupies or something?
In the pre-internet era, you know, you'd go from town to town and rock stars they'd have a show. There would be women who wanted to fuck them that would hang around near backstage.
Often underage as well. Often underage fans and groupies.
Oh, yeah. Some of the most famous rock stars in the 60s and 70s had famous groupies that were underage. There's the movie Almost Famous.
Aerosmith guy got permission to bring a 14-year-old on tour with them or some weird shit.
When the Zoomers eventually discover the history of like rock and roll and groupies, they're gonna fucking shit. There's gonna be so much music that we're not gonna be allowed to listen to anymore because they were very bad. They were very exploitative of young women.
Yeah, I just think with what's happening with Dream right now, like if he actually, you know, kept his mouth shut and wasn't so vocal about defending himself with each single instance, and also as well, if he wasn't so vocal about his success, you know, because all of his tweets and also the parasocial shit, that slowly built like a hate following, and now this is like kind of the tipping point for all of that. Because I feel if something like this came out about him and he wasn't so outwardly obnoxious, it wouldn't have as much of an impact. It still would, definitely, but like for example, you're not going to see like his friends like rallying to defend him or anything like that.
Can I just ask, because I genuinely don't know, what did he get famous for? Just playing Minecraft?
Just Minecraft.
Just playing Minecraft.
I mean, originally it was finding, because PewDiePie was doing Minecraft before he like semi-retired, and he was getting insane views. So one of Dream's first videos was actually trying to find PewDiePie's Minecraft seeds, so piggybacking like off that.
Oh, so this is all PewDiePie's fault.
Yeah,
PewDiePie is responsible for the grooming of literally hundreds of kids.
I don't think that happened. I don't think that happened.
So when it came to the Minecraft stuff that he was doing, was it anything special? I mean, was it unique?
He had a world record.
It was, I watched one of them.
Yeah.
It
World
was
record
like,
speed
the
run.
big show he got popular for was it was basically his friends had to hunt him down. It was called Minecraft Manhunt. So it was like, it was breaking the mold a little bit. You know, it was kind of entertaining if you were into that. I didn't care for it because I wasn't 14, so I didn't care for it. But it wasn't bad. Like I could see why it blew up.
Speaking of Minecraft, we have a Minecraft server on our Patreon, just $5 a month.
What a great segue there to talk about
We still need
server.
to get Nerd on to teach him the ropes and have everyone just killing him. Everyone just killing him every time he spawns in.
I had someone slave away for me for an entire day. I don't even know his name, but he slaved away for an entire day just to make me a house made out of cigarettes. I mean, he literally sweated for hours to make it. And I haven't even looked at it yet, so...
Wait, how did that work? Was the house shaped like a cigarette?
I made like a Minecraft house, a giant cigarette house on a mountain.
Oh, giant Marlboro.
That can smoke and everything. I mean, it smokes at the top.
Oh, you would have put the smoker in. That's right, because the little particles. Okay, that is pretty good.
Yeah, all they got for their hours of time was just like a little thumbs up emoji on Discord or something.
I don't think he even got that, to be honest.
The only Minecraft I'm interested in playing is one where every single item in your inventory is an expensive NFT, and it's like a bootleg fake version of Minecraft. Then I'll play.
You should try it, Nerd. You might like it. You might like Minecraft because you get to be like creative and make your own stuff and groom.
It'd be quite funny because you haven't played it all, right? So it would actually be learning it like a baby learning to walk.
I feel after this episode, someone's gonna like ironically make a dream shrine or something.
Yeah, probably.
So what's confusing about that video of him and that gumball guy in the car is that the guy's got the same hairstyle as Dream.
Oh yeah, you actually thought it was Dream when we were talking about it.
I thought it was him. I thought it was him prior to getting chin surgery.
The worst mistake Dream ever made, I mean, probably even worse than the grooming, was to literally just show his face. I've never seen such a poor reaction to a face reveal before.
Poor bastard.
I've never seen that, and he doesn't even look that bad.
Yeah, he just looks average.
Above average, even. Above average. It couldn't have satisfied everyone is the problem.
Well, it ruined all his stands, like, headcanon. You know, they were imagining, like, I don't know what they were into, but they're imagining like a 6'2" chiseled Greek god, or maybe that was the guys imagining that, and then they get him.
I mean, his fans are just little kids, aren't they? Why the fuck are they imagining that?
Well, like with Corpse Husband, they all imagine this like really muscular, buff.
Has he done a face reveal now?
I don't think he will, but they imagine this like edgy, emo-looking guy. It's like the guy of their dreams at the time.
Yeah, it's probably just going to be another Jabba the Hutt lookalike.
Yeah, he could easily be, but
slobbering on himself, dribbling goo down his front.
But he never showed his face, so the illusion is allowed to stay up.
Yeah, I thought his face reveal was fine. Like, it definitely got a lot of hate from people just mocking, and then
his face was tilted to the side the entire time to show off.
I was about to say, like he, for a fact he went through that like 700 times. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if he did like a water fast before doing the face reveal, just to look even slimmer.
The angle was strange.
It still beats my face reveal. Where I look like a grease pig.
And then his jawline was probably just surgery. You saw that theory, right? Like, it's actual surgery that was done, so he had a jawline.
Well, once he did the face reveal, then people were able to line it up with some of the potential...
The fat one.
Yeah, so they knew that he had been fat, and then they were like, oh, well, now you're not fat. So were you just like doing Weight Watchers and like massively trying to drop weight, and then you were proud of this? Like, this is your finished body? Because it was very strange that angle, that pose that he did.
Because that's like the Chad look, and he just doesn't have a very defined jawline. You just have to be lucky like me and be born with it. And he just wasn't, sadly.
No, well, he had surgery for it.
It looked weird. I almost wonder if he was using a Facetune filter to make his chin different. Like tighter and smaller, because people use those on Zoom calls. Like every woman streaming makes their their eyes a little bigger and their chin a little smaller. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Have you seen like the Pokimane streams when she has guests on and they look like models?
Oh my god. There's this one with where she has XQC on, and it's just so obvious that she has so many filters. He just looks like a K-pop star or something. He just doesn't even look like the same person.
But yeah, good segue, Jay, into Pokimane, if we want to talk about Pokimane and her fucking cookie fiasco. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Hey,
How
man,
is this
if
even
she just
a topic?
wants some money, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I agree with you.
Originally, people thought that she was just buying pre-existing cookies, because like when you buy stuff, like if you're like a startup brand or something, you're selling some kind of food, you buy, what is it called, a white label?
A white label.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So that is pretty much proven, by the way, that is what happened.
What was it? She had like a Coke though, right? Like it's got added stuff in it that wasn't in the original.
They said they spent 2 years perfecting the formula, and then the formula difference was they added 3 micrograms of vitamin D. That was
Great.
the only difference between this and the
I will definitely be buying some
the
now.
cheap brand. It was mushroom powder that had 3 micrograms of vitamin D, and a lot of the comments were saying it's the only way that her fans are going to get vitamin D.
Yeah, it's funny because that situation also draws parallel to Dreams a little bit, where like Pokimane has a lot of renters like already.
The brand's called Minor, so yeah, you're right on with that one.
Wait, is it actually?
It's called Minor.
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, it is.
But it's actually over. Nah, but it's like she has so many renters already, so they'll just jump down her throat for anything. But then at the same time, she'll have... I remember seeing... Because a lot of the female streamers feel that they're being persecuted a lot just for being,
they do.
a
they do
woman.
I feel like it's fair to say they definitely get persecuted more.
Yeah, definitely. But I remember one of them was tweeting, being like... I forgot who it was, saying something like... She somehow brought like the Palestine-Israel conflict into it, being like, why are we focusing on this when people are dying in Gaza or something?
I mean, yeah, ridiculous comparison, but at the same time, what a fucking pointless nothing thing this is to get upset over. It's like, it reminded me of that time when iShowSpeed accidentally showed his fucking cock on stream. It's just a total nothing thing to talk about, a total nothing thing to criticize. Obviously, I'm not talking about, what it evolved to become when she started calling people broke, because obviously, like, that's worthy of criticism, that's worthy of talking about, that's cringe as fuck. But really just like where this originated, and just some streamer shilling overpriced cookies. I mean, you can boil it down to that, and who gives a fuck about that?
Yeah.
If it wasn't Pokimane, I don't think anyone would care. Like, no meme.
You would
if
hope.
That was someone like,
anyways.
If that was someone like Critical doing that, I don't think anyone would care.
I don't think anyone should care. I mean, what she's done since then...
Yeah, I mean, it was a little funny, you know, reselling the same product for 3 times the price, but people were treating it like she killed someone.
I think why it blew up so much, and even Critical was like, you know, keen enough to make a video on it, because I feel with Charlie, he knows to not touch certain topics, like, you know, not talking about XQC drama or anything like that, because it'll kind of muddy the
you do the same. You do the same
streamers. Yeah, no, definitely, I'm guilty of that as well. Like, I know, you know, what stuff to not talk about, but he made a video on it because obviously what you just said, what Pokimane said on stream about, you know, if you're broke, don't buy it. And it, like I'll be honest, me watching that clip, I know in context now she was only replying to like a single renter in the chat, but it's, I almost don't blame her because her mannerisms and stuff when she's being snide, it just makes her seem so unlikable. Yeah. It's like the bitchy girl in high school.
There's two moments that she needed to delete out of that. The one is when she does that little tittering hand motion, like a little Japanese schoolgirl. Yeah, that's a bad moment. And then the other, like,
it's literally the crying Wojak wearing the mask.
And then
right?
the female small bean version of a crying Wojak, exactly. And then the end, if you're a broke bitch, or what did she say? If you're a broke boy,
just say it.
Yeah, that she should have deleted that.
Cringe. Yeah, complete cringe. I mean, yeah, she's completely insufferable as a person. Like, I can't stand her. But she can set whatever price she wants for her fucking cookies. Who gives a shit? You don't have to buy them. Maybe you can make the argument that she's, like, taking advantage of her simp fans, overcharging them on cookies. Oh, no, they can't afford the overpriced cookies. What's the worst that happens? They lose weight?
Hey, they're health cookies. That's the cope anyway. The funny thing is they aren't. It's like 20% less sugar. It's still a fucking cookie, right? With no
yeah, that's the thing. Is like people never break down the markup on profit margin for anybody's merch. They never go into that. So maybe she is right about being sort of unfairly targeted.
They did once. Do you remember Zoella's advent calendar? Do you remember that whole drama? That was like the most pointless, irrelevant drama that was ever created ever. And this is even worse.
Yeah.
This is even worse.
She did say it was meant to be a response to one person and wasn't meant to refer to like her whole community, but obviously that could be just be a cop-out and like a backpedal. It's hard to know.
I just feel like with her, when she's pushed against a wall with stuff like that, she just becomes very like snide, and it just makes you very, very unlikable. And then people that, you know, like renters will then just use that.
She also does that Taylor Lorenz tactic of turning everything into a gender argument instantly.
No, I don't think she has. I don't think Pokimane actually. Yeah, she didn't make that specific
other
argument.
woman.
It was someone else who made it. Another streamer that made it for her on her behalf.
That, at least for context, is part of the reason why everybody is so agitated about her, is because she keeps bringing up, she keeps falling back on misogyny as the reason why everyone gives her shit. So it kind of shuts down the argument, like, ugh, here we go. We're doing the rank order of marginalized groups. Okay. You know, and people don't forget that. So then when the next thing comes around, they're still angry about that and all the other issues you shut down because you didn't address the criticism. You went on misogyny. You know, she's played that card so much that she's got culture war people who are now like locked into her and waiting to yell at her.
It is funny. One of the people going quite hard on people defending Pokimane was XQC, which is I thought was a little ironic because, you know, the argument is like Pokimane is scamming her fans and doesn't respect them.
It's not a scam. I mean, you can see the price. Calling it a scam just like devalues actual scams. She's not scamming anyone. She's overcharging for cookies. That's it.
XQC, the one who's like making money from his fans gambling, it's like, I don't know if you have a horse in the race.
Well, that would probably be more him trying to cover himself, right? Like self-justification.
I'm pretty sure XQC has also said something along the lines of like, "You're a broke boy. You're broke,
he
you have no money."
says
In
that
fact,
like
I saw it the other
He's
fucking
done that
day
multiple times.
When
but
a streamer
it's
won
a bit...
300 grand gambling, he was laughing at him, saying that was a small amount.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the fuck XQC is on about, but then you never know what he's on about because nobody fucking understands him.
I'm wearing your house on my wrist was another thing he said.
Yeah.
I would think that stuff like that is ironic and it's a bit, but that being said, he has actually used that in legitimate arguments, like when he was like DMing Ethan.
No, I saw the tweet the other day. It was not a bit. It was not a joke. When he tweets, that's the only time you can ever understand him, because when he's live, I mean, like, it's just gibberish.
Oh, that's right. Actually, sorry to backtrack on Dream, but like I know we were talking about earlier, like how, you know, stupid he is, like just putting everything out there. One thing he did actually during all that is he's got a PO box, and someone sent him a shirt that says "I love miners," like spelt like mining, but it was obviously meant as a snide. And then he thinks, okay, this sucks. Should I like, you know, maybe talk about this and say how it's not right? No, he just does it for like a bit on TikTok.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing, honestly. Nothing was wrong with it.
What is wrong with that?
Just with his audience, it was poorly timed.
Yeah.
I just think it just gives them ammo, if anything, though.
He's clearly making a joke there, yeah? He gives a shit.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, he's cultivated that fan base of people that, like, do not roll with those kinds of jokes. Like, we would find it funny, but his fan base wouldn't. And then, you know, he did a whole follow-up tweet afterwards, being like, I'm so sorry, I had a fan message me telling me they were a victim. I really should have thought about this, you know, just backtracking.
Okay, yeah, separate.
So, yeah, again, it's like he tried to do that whole kind of le-based, maybe, but then, yeah, just obviously backtrack straight away. So he's just not helping himself.
Yeah, I mean, if you spend your whole career pandering to worms, don't be surprised.
The worms will
when they
feast on your corpse
you,
eventually.
That's right.
I like how many analogies with Colossal come down to worms.
Worm is just such a good one. You're a worm!
And when the one time when Colossal got a little annoyed with Dolan and he added a spin on it at the last second, he goes, "You worm cat." Like you couldn't fully call him a worm. You call him you little worm cat.
Well, it's because half of Dolan's personality is basically just posting pictures of cats all day on Discord.
Oh, I know. It was perfect. It's perfectly fitting. He is a worm cat.
Like, if you join our Patreon, you get access to the Discord, just $5 a month. You'll see it for yourself. He just posts pictures of cats all day long. Hundreds and hundreds of pictures of cats.
That way they think I'm interacting with them when...
Well, you're not. You're just posting pictures of cats. You're just posting pictures of cats.
And then everybody else copies it, and it's all toxoplasmosis self-reporting.
That's better than what Pyro brings into the Patreon, I'll tell you that much.
No, I speak a fair bit.
I'm saying what me posting a cat gif and people copying compared to what people that are copying you are doing.
It's more how when someone's like roasting in the chat, I'll just remind them by saying, you paid $5 to be here, by the way. You paid literal money to be here.
And my contribution is essentially just timing people out for posting degenerate shit.
Oh, yeah. Did they make that Tony Soprano's gif because of you?
I love that
the timeout for that one? Timeout for that. That's right. Yeah, people just posting degenerate shit.
So most of them are Pyro fans, right? So most of them are like furries and degenerates. We got a lot of that. I mean, I'm not really promoting the Patreon here by saying this, but this is true.
I mean, my fan base will be all the furries.
Join the
Patreon
Patreon to bully
women that give you $500.
That's the incentive. No, that's not. Well,
okay, true.
So I have to just come in and just time them out. And in some cases, like, I've timed them out for a week. And if it's $5 a month, well, that's roughly like charging them $1 every time they fuck up.
You have a knack for little catchphrases, though, like unlucky. I hadn't heard anybody use it the way that you were using it. You were telling people to type that in Pyros.
That came from us playing poker originally, right? Colossal.
That's right, and I just be like unlucky every time I won.
When you'd win on some bullshit, the final card, unlucky.
Pyro fans think unlucky is Pyro's. It's fucking not. It's mine.
It's my bit.
It's not. He stole it from me like he steals everything.
This is mine. This is my bit now.
Did you miss the Tonight's the Night one, nerd? I think you weren't in the server then.
No, I didn't see that.
What's that one again?
It's the way around telling someone to kill themselves.
Pretty good.
Tonight's the night.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm pretty pleased with that one.
Yeah, I was wondering every time I joined in the text chat, people kept saying tonight's the night. Like, what's happening tonight? Tonight's the night.
So some poor guy kept asking, "What's happening tonight?" Like genuinely wondering what was happening tonight, not realizing everyone was telling him to kill himself.
Tonight's the night.
Yeah, he thought pyro. It was like a pyro meet and greet.
Poor fucker. Probably thought it'd be some like Discord Jackbox or something, and then just told to kill himself.
Oh yeah, look, Ryan sent it in the chat.
Well, I remember the unlucky being catching on because Colossal was telling everybody in your Twitch chat to say that when you would die.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that too. That's right.
Yeah, so you've got a knack for these simple phrases that just kind of catch on like that, like time out for that one. And that's just such a funny way to that you're being banned for a particular thing. You know, I'm not even gonna say what it is. It's just like a stench you've just put in front of me. Time out for that one. Okay, so Pokimane did have a shitty response here. Colossal, let's circle back to this and maybe we jam it back in because this puts some more context. Scroll up to 3 images and read that reply from November 17th from her. Read it like Ursula the Sea Witch.
You're a dumbass who lacks reading comprehension skills as you resort to regurgitating idiotic incel rhetoric instead of easily reading up on basic CBG/food industry practices. Praying for you.
But praying for you is just like that.
More
The praying for you just makes it like 100 times worse.
And that's the tea.
I understand why she's frustrated, but she did not have to be so bitter about it.
The funny thing is with the previous episode, the Azilan episode, we probably got a lot more woman followers than we normally do, and then they're going to just see us relentlessly shitting on Pokimane. Yeah, they're all gone now.
I mean, to be fair, we've basically been like softly defending because yeah, it is overblown.
I don't think I'm defending her. I'm more just making fun of everyone who's complaining about the price of a YouTuber's cookies because I think it's fucking absurd. I mean, who in their right mind would ever consider buying YouTuber cookies or streamer cookies the first place?
I would.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
I would.
I mean, okay, actually, Pyro
Pyro just
would.
bringing his own. He's bringing his own line out next week.
I mean, Pyro is like the worst example here anyway because he spends his money on the most pointless shit.
Give an example.
I could give you many.
Give an example.
Give one example.
Give one example.
Okay, we've got $1,000 PS5
What is wrong?
shirt.
We talked about this on like the first episode. Okay.
Caviar that you ate in a car.
Would you rather buy
overpriced caviar that you ate
Would
in a
you
car
rather
with a spoon?
buy a PS5 shirt than a PS5? Would you actually?
No.
Exactly.
What?
That's the entire point.
Why would I buy
What?
Would you rather buy a PS5 shirt or a PS5?
PS5? Obviously.
Why? It has no games. It is literally a Netflix machine.
I'm gonna.
At least I can watch fucking Netflix on it. At least I can watch Netflix on it. What am I going to do with a PS5 shirt? Look like a twat.
I said this before. I'm standing by my argument. A shirt keeps you warm. That's it.
Yeah, but
It's November in Sweden. It's below freezing. I don't think the shirt is keeping you very warm, is it?
It's a pretty thick t-shirt. You see, he has fucking dementia. He's just bringing up arguments from the
Your
first
hair
episode.
is shit as well. No, it's you asked me the question, so I had to fucking answer it, right?
He's just sat in the dementia ward arguing with a nurse about PS5 shirts. What the fuck? Take your meds.
What about the 200 cans of LaCroix you had specially imported that you've never even tried before? The overpriced flavored water.
All right, now I'm ready for this one. So you're now saying
you're now saying hydration bad.
Water is bad.
Sparkling flavored
Is that what you're
water
saying now?
imported across the fucking ocean instead of just drinking from the tap.
To be fair, it's not actually a designer brand. I thought Pyro would be the guy to get, you know, that Voss water, like $10 a bottle, glass bottle.
No, I bought that as well.
He'd be the type to get like 200 crates of that.
No, I did. I bought that as well.
What?
I'm retarded.
How
I
many
bought
did
loads
you
of
buy?
No, not 200 crates. Probably like 50, like 100.
Okay, you should still kill yourself.
Yeah, fair point.
I set up a fucking defense for you, and you purchased the defense I was using. You should die.
No, it literally was Voss water. That's
you should
the worst
die.
thing. It had like collagen in it or something.
Ew. It's got fat in it.
Wait, it all makes sense now.
You're drinking
That's why I was
fat
drawn to
water?
it.
I mean, that's on brand.
That's why I was drawn to it.
No, he's giving it to his girlfriend to fatten her up. He doesn't actually drink it.
Oh yeah, LaCroix boy. That's right, LaCroix boy, and it literally is just Soylent. Like it even looks like, you know, just the definition of soy.
Did you even like it?
What, the LaCroix? Nah, it's kind of shit, not gonna lie. You get sick of it after like the 7th can.
Yeah, no, legit. Didn't even try it once.
Alright, you know what? Fuck you, I'll get a can now.
And how many cans did you order?
I'm looking.
It's a very LA thing, I think.
I can go on my...
I've never had it before, and when I was in LA, I had it offered to me by like 4 separate people, and it just tastes like TV static with flavoring in it.
South Park did a whole bit on it.
Oh, really? It's
that's
actually
right.
just
they did a whole bit on it because it was just.
Oh, really?
Did I actually buy that many cans? Holy shit!
You bought 200, didn't you? Or something?
I just did the math. So I bought 11 packs, and each pack is 24. So 11 times 24 is
what?
264.
You've got now upwards of 200 cans just sitting in your fucking dirty garage somewhere, or just taking up space that you're never going to drink.
No, I'll probably drink them.
You just said that you don't like it, so why would you drink it if you don't like it?
That was. I correct my statement. That was one flavor, the peach one. It sucked ass.
You're only going to throw out 48 cans. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm opening. I'm just going to open another peach one because I can't be asked to open the crate.
Why would you have the one you know you don't like? Forget it. Jesus. Well, okay. So I think my point has been proven here, just by a bit.
You said water's bad.
Yeah, no, it 100% was proven when he said he actually purchased the water. I said, at least he didn't purchase this one. Yeah, no, it's over. It's buried.
So what was the original point? Yeah, Pyrocynical is not a good
I don't
judge
actually remember.
on whether or not you should purchase YouTuber merch or not. Don't buy YouTuber cookies.
But you should buy ExpressVPN.
Now, you've heard me talk about how important it is to have a VPN to protect your online privacy. But choosing a VPN you trust is equally as important. Now, I like to do research on my sponsors, and I only recommend brands to my listeners that I believe in. I can say with full confidence that ExpressVPN is the best VPN on the market. Here's why. Number 1, ExpressVPN doesn't log your activity online. Lots of cheap or free VPNs make money by selling your data to advertisers, but ExpressVPN doesn't do this. They even developed a technology, trusted server, that makes their VPN servers incapable of storing any data at all. Number 2, speed! ExpressVPN now uses Lightway, a new VPN protocol they engineered to make user speeds faster than ever.
I've tried
many VPN, shut up, Pyro, in the past, but ExpressVPN is always blazing fast and lets me stream videos in HD quality with zero buffering. The last thing that really sets ExpressVPN apart is how easy it is to use. You don't need any technical skills to get set up. Just fire up the app and tap one button to connect. That's it. Even your grandparents could do it. And it's not just me saying this. CNET, Business Insider, The Verge, and many other tech journals rate ExpressVPN the number 1 VPN in the world. So protect yourself with the VPN that I use and trust. Use my link, expressvpn.com/TBH, and get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. That's expressvpn.com/TBH. So visit expressvpn.com/TBH to learn more.
Amazing as always.
I like that ExpressVPN, if they were listening to that, whoever has headphones on would be like sitting upright, you know, like their butthole puckering as they're getting screamed at. Going back to Pokimane for 1 second, you know, I'm thinking about this. I can empathize a little bit with how bitchy she's being. I'm reading this reply she made. Okay, so this guy calls her scummy, says she's preying on her fans, says that she's trying to make every last penny and that she's a manipulative liar. And all of this over like a 30% profit margin. I can see why okay, you read that once, probably don't worry about it. You read that twice, 3 times, you can probably be like, man, I got to address this. People are thinking the wrong thing. But if you read that 100 times, like the 100th time you hear that, you might be like, okay, idiot, let me tell you something about how this works, you know? So that's the tone. It's like she's had it. She's probably the scale of the amount of renting, as you guys say, the amount of shit that people are saying to her probably made her snap. I know what that feels like because I'm selling fucking skulls on the blockchain that do something functional, and they cost $40 to $60, and there's good value in that. And people are acting like they'll say, sorry, Nerd City, I'll never support a scam, even though it's like, I know you're not making a scam, but I just can't buy a scam. It's like, you just said it's not a scam. You know, like, so I know how frustrating that is when a narrative starts to take place and people think they're saying, you know, like they can't get the insult out of their mouth. Like this guy's comfortable saying scummy, liar, manipulative, you know, greedy. They're using these words that they think are going to be safe for them to say. It's going to be the safe take. And it's really unfair. Like that is a bit too much to say about a 30% margin on white labeled cookies.
I mean, I don't empathize because it's so easy for her to just explain it. They're just cookies, guys. I can set whatever price I want for them. I think the price is fair. We're going to look at changing the price perhaps in the future, but for right now, the price is this. You do not have to buy them if you don't want to buy them. It's not a scam. I'm not trying to scam anyone. You can see the price. You don't have to purchase them if you don't want to purchase them.
She should do use code BROKEBOY for 10% off.
See, that's a really good idea, and she should honestly do that. Like, not even as a joke, she should do that.
Yeah, once you become self-aware with a bit, it is pretty much killed straight away.
Anyways, you're buying something, it's been marked up massively because it's going through so many fucking hands. It's going from the manufacturer to the importer to like multiple wholesalers to the retailer, then to another retailer, and then finally to the consumer. It's gone through so many fucking hands and so many different people, and the price has gone up and up and up and up every time it's exchanged hands. So what you're buying is like 300% more than what the fucking materials and the labor cost was originally.
And Pokimane's a busy person, so she would have delegated this. She would be partnering with a brand or a friend or some company that would be doing all the research and organizing like how this is manufactured, what company is being white labeled, the packaging, all that stuff. So that's a lot of little slices of the pie that are going to her partners in this. I'll bet you Pokimane makes something like $1 every time you buy 4 bags. It's not going to be that much money.
You think Walter White and Jesse Pinkman, or at least the actors who play them, are doing anything differently with the fucking tequila? You think they're bottling it themselves?
The mezcal, yeah.
It's the same concept. You think you're paying the correct price for that tequila? No, you're paying extra because it's got their names on the bottle. You think you were paying the right price for those fucking Yeezys back when Yeezys were a thing? No, you were paying like 1,000 times what they were actually worth. And I can say this because I've been to the fucking factories. These shoes are not worth what were being charged, like not even remotely. But no one was complaining about that. No, everyone was lining up at the fucking door to get their next pair of Yeezys. So no, who gives a fuck what Pokimane is charging her ridiculous soy boy fans for these fucking cookies, and who gives a fuck if they pay for it? To be honest, merch coming soon. Very soon.
What do you think about this member of our Discord server? I think he should make our merch. Look at these. Decorate them all by hand, one by one, in a sweatshop with a Sharpie.
Who's this fucking psychopath? Fucking hell. Time out for that one. Time out for that one.
It's just drawing on a shirt with Vivid.
No, he's wearing it. But I think a member of our Discord server made this because he showed himself wearing it.
Oh, absolutely.
But he could be lying to us. I mean, they lie to you half the time.
It's actually like the schizo ramblings from a fucking asylum, but on a shirt.
Yeah, I think it's perfect.
The anime picture really just makes it as well, makes it very believable.
What is the anime part? Is that just inspiration? It's not actually part of the shirt.
I don't know.
Imagine walking down the street with a shirt on. I mean, he probably never leaves the house, to be honest, so
yeah,
makes
most
sense.
Yeah,
people
Dolan, I guess the side is kind of like a mood board.
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
like,
what I was
yeah,
thinking.
that's what.
And none of the moods crossed over onto the shirt. Was the guy? There's a guy in our Patreon that wears Spider-Man suits.
Oh yeah,
have you seen that? He's
yeah.
in 120.
So
he's
in
not
124/7.
No,
that's actually
he is
him.
in a Spider-Man suit 24/7, and he posted like, I don't know how to wash these, and I was like, have you washed that? And he's like, no, not yet. And he spends like every day of the week in it, and I was like, it's fucking horrendous.
And he's a big fat fucking blob.
this is what you get if you're a Patreon member. You're a big fat blob. I called him Peter Porker, Colossal. That was my contribution.
Covered in sweat, smells like pig shit, like 24/7 pig shit.
$5, by the way.
It's well worth it.
That's not a hoodie, that's a pillowcase.
Yeah, but that's how we'll do our hoodie.
That is absolute crap. That is crap.
I like how that poor bastard is just paying money to be roasted as well.
Yep.
Poor fucker. Not yet.
It just tickled me. Fucking.
Just need to figure out how to properly wash it.
I literally told him how to. I literally had to tell him how to wash it because I was that fucking revolted. And then he replied with the Spider-Man suit in a bathtub. I was like, "Yeah, I bet you need to use it. Bet you need to use a bathtub to wash the size of that."
It's probably growing mushrooms.
It would be.
Have you seen his fucking profile picture on Discord?
What is it?
It's fucking him squatting, and in front of it is the fucking plushie I was selling. Time out for that one.
At this part of the podcast, play the clip of him saying, "I'm the real Spider-Man. You guys aren't Spider-Man."
Oh yeah, he recorded because I kept saying I was the real Spider-Man to this guy who dresses up as him, and he recorded a whole video about it.
I'm just gonna add him saying he's being roasted on the podcast.
He responded instantly saying "fuck you," like he's actually terminally online with it. Pyro said we're
He's
roasting
online.
you, and he responded a second later.
So yeah, join the Patreon, $5 a month. You'll meet colourful characters like this.
And he actually is colourful. He has like 4 different fucking suits.
He has 5 suits.
And I guarantee he wears one a month. Like he keeps it on the whole day.
I like how his pronouns are spider/man, and then his about me section says crime fighter.
Yeah, the only thing he's fighting is a fucking diet.
Christ, I'm looking at his finger at the end. I mean, it doesn't even look real.
Yeah, I have that image saved.
It's not even a finger. I mean, it's just a leg of ham. It's a fucking leg of ham.
It's like a ham hock.
Okay, this guy's like dangerously based, though, to be fair. I respect the commitment to autism. The size of his middle finger.
It's actually a Christmas ham. I'm having that on.
Can I just post that? And to be honest, just the screenshot of the middle finger.
That is a fucking pig wearing a Spider-Man costume.
Oh, it's
Fuck me.
What should I call this sticker? Should I just call it ham hand?
The image he shows of him washing the Spider-Man costume by just like laying it out alone in the bathtub. That's how you would have to wash our merch, because it's going to be all drawn on with like permanent marker that'll bleed and ruin your towels, your clothes, everything else. So you're going to have to just wash it individually by just soaking it in the bathtub on its own.
We should do tie-dye, but like it's not dried, so it just dissolves. All the cool colors come off when they put it in the wash.
You can't even hand wash it where you're stirring it with your fingers or running it over anything, because it'll make the marker smear even more. So you have to just give it a bath. You have to just soak it like that.
I'm asking him right now. I'm saying, who did you actually watch to join this server?
It's you. He's got a photo of you in his picture. His profile picture is your plushie on his crotch.
There's a chance it's not me. There's a chance. Just it's over. Yeah, it's over. It's over. It's over.
Pyro had a suit made for his set.
Oh yeah, speaking of suits.
Speaking of degenerates wearing suits.
I'm working on a video right now, which is like a mod of Half-Life 2 called Entropy Zero. But
Isn't that
this is like the first video.
Fifth video game you've covered that's a mod of.
Yeah, but this one isn't all in lead for once.
It's all in the suit instead.
But yeah, I wanted to. I'm getting like an actual set done. Well, it's already been done. It's already been filmed and stuff. But I had to dress up as like the character from the game and stuff. And then I contacted this like production company in the UK. I had to travel all the way over there to like get the shooting done. And oh my god, bro, I was on the train to get there, and there was this fucking kid sat next to me and my sister, and holy shit, he would not shut the fuck up. I swear he was only like 16 or something.
Wait, was he a fan of you, or were you just complaining about some random guy on the train?
No. He definitely watches like KSI or some shit. He'd have no idea who the fuck I am. But he was like playing. It was so obvious that him or his mate made this like shitty SoundCloud song, because it's all he was playing the entire train, and he was playing it out loud, and he was like vaping on the train and stuff. He was such an annoying prick. And then me and my sister, we kind of allowed it because we had like noise cancelling headphones on. But then this old guy gets on, who probably has no idea what the fucking AirPod is, probably thinks it's some kind of like fighter jet or something, and he gets on, and you can tell he's like classic old man jet. Because he's like, yeah, an AirPod.
What?
An AirPod.
Yeah, I can see it.
You know, like a fighting pod. Let me finish. Let Daddy finish the story. So, this old guy gets on the train, and you can tell, like, you know how you get two kinds of old people, right? You get tier 1 of old man. Tier 1 is like they'll pull out this ridiculously huge iPad and start watching like a film or something, or reading through an article. Tier 2 of the old man, or the Omega tier, they have. Okay, that's tier 3.
What the fuck are
tier
you on
2
about?
Is.
Just
tier 2 is like
speak.
Let me
I don't know what this
bro.
has to do with his
Tier
soup
2
thing, but let him finish.
It was me traveling to do the shoot. But tier 2 is like they don't even have a phone, and this guy pulled out like a newspaper, and I was like, okay, it's over. So he hears this kid playing the music. So this is basically Colossal on any public transport. So he hears this kid playing the music. He tells the kid to like shut up. Kid ignores him.
What was the exact phrasing,
like,
by the way? He's like, can you like called him a whippersnapper or something?
Okay, hang on. I really got to piss like real bad, but when I could, because this story, I'm happy you reminded me. This story is really good. Hang on.
He pulled out a newspaper. It was over. Like, what does that mean? What's wrong with that?
All right, hang on. I'm back. So he tells the kid to be quiet. The kid's like, no, fuck off. And then he gets the train conductor, this woman that comes out, and then they both gang up on him. And then she says to him, you know, like, you're vaping on the train. Like, you can't do that. And he's like, no, it wasn't. He's lying. He's a grass. He's a snitch. And then the old guy comes over and says, yeah, you were. And then he goes, oh, I didn't know you couldn't vape on the train. So, like, you know, just changing his story. And then the old guy leans down on the table and he goes, well, it's funny you said that. And then I thought he was going to like turn around. Oh no, because the kid said like, why do you care about my business? And then the old guy goes, well, it's funny you said that. And I thought he was going to say he was like a cop off duty, or, you know, some retired police kid, like fucking Commissioner Gordon or something. But then he just goes like, I'm very high up on the train establishment. So it's very obvious that he just went to like a work function, and one guy worked at the rail line, so he just thinks he can talk shit to everyone. But yeah, it was literally just old man, Colossal, but 30 years younger probably. This guy was like 80. Arguing with this kid. And then it's funny because as soon as the kid was like, okay, fair enough, I'll stop, as soon as the train conductor left, he just starts playing his shitty grime music all over again. Yeah, so I traveled to a production company. I paid them to basically do everything. So money. They did the... I think it was reasonable, to be fair.
How much was it? Well,
I mean, I can say that's fine. It was around £12,000.
That's fair.
So that was pretty fair for how much they did for me, because they did the suit, they did the entire backdrop as well.
Yeah, I guess the suit, was it, I'm assuming aspects of it were 3D printed, or did they make the whole material?
So the helmet was 3D printed, I'm pretty sure, but the actual suit, if you look at it,
that actually couldn't be 3D printed.
Yeah, it's literally just like a motorbike. It's just like a motorbike guarding on your legs and your shins and stuff like that they just basically spray painted over. And then they provided like the gloves, the boots, but then also that's it there. The entire set that you see, they basically just replicated all of that. Like
so
one
what
to
are
one,
you
they got the
keeping
barrels.
From it?
They made
the turret. Are you keeping the health pack
all of
as
it,
well?
Probably.
So were you in like a warehouse or something as well for the set?
Yeah. So they've got loads of different shooting locations, but I just asked for the smallest one because again, it is just a static set. I mean, even the planks I'm lying on, like that's all stuff that they sourced as well. Not like it'd be hard to, but yeah, they recreated that entire Blender screenshot pretty much one to one.
Are you gonna have to re-record the audio?
Yeah. Okay. So the way they filmed it is. So on the monitor, you can see there is that's the static camera. That's how it's always going to look. But then one of the guys was also filming dynamically. So he was walking around with a handheld camera. So it's going to switch in between those two just to get more range. But yeah, so I actually couldn't see a fucking thing at that helmet.
Did
Like,
you
the
keep
LED
it on
light
most
takes
of
up
the time you
entire
were
thing.
talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the worst thing is, like, it was too small, so we had to get it sanded down, and we couldn't get it sanded down anymore. And I've got a fat fucking head, so it was like pressing against my temples the entire time. Like, it really hurt. I had to keep taking it off after.
Did you voice the entire
so.
script? Because
Okay, so the way we did it is, I didn't voice anything. I've already voiced all of it.
Mimed it.
And you wouldn't be able to hear... Yeah, exactly. Like, I just mimed, like, body language. So what I had is one of the guys, he would read out the line I meant to say. He'd read it out once, and then he'd read it out again live, and I'd basically, like, reenact it with, like, body language and stuff. And then I'm gonna dub it. I'm gonna dub it in post, because it's me wearing a fucking helmet. Like, it's not gonna sound good. So I'm gonna have it voiced in post, and then we're gonna add a bunch of filters onto it to make it sound like a Half-Life character.
Oh man, you're gonna be frustrated with that. I know this situation. That's gonna be like I know why you did it.
Pyro's
I
not
understand
editing it. It'll be fine for him.
In what way will it be annoying? I'm kind of worried I didn't line up some of the body
exactly
language.
Exactly. So like some of
it's
you can
look very
tell.
fake.
Yeah, you can tell when someone's hand motions aren't synced with the thoughts that they're making when they're talking. You can tell when it's even slightly off for some reason. So I think it's gonna bug you a little bit.
I mean, it's not as bad as ADR with like lip syncing, because that is fucking always it. Like if you haven't played the new Alan Wake, right? The second one.
No.
Mm-mm.
The main guy in that game, Alan Wake, because that game uses a lot of real life cutscenes, like live action, and all the characters when they speak, they're just speaking normally. But because Alan Wake's like actor, like the mocap. The mocap actor, the way the guy actually looks, he's like Norwegian or something. They've got like an American guy to voice him. So in game, it's fine. But in actual like live action stuff, it looks really off. Because it's obviously someone dubbing the lines. And they've done a really good job, but I swear there's just something with like the human eye. You can just tell like straight away with that shit. But I'm hoping I can kind of escape that.
Let me give you two examples of where it could look like this and where this looks wrong, even in a big movie. You know, in Star Wars, when Vader is yelling at Princess Leia in the beginning and he's going like, "You're part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Bring me whatever." Like, and his finger is not quite matching what James Earl Jones was saying. You can tell that whatever that guy was yelling muffled under the helmet, like David Prowse, the guy in the suit, like, that didn't match the way James Earl Jones did it, and you can tell that it's different. And then also the no. You probably know that scene from the prequels, right?
Always, I mean, it is going to look off, and people will say that it looks off.
Are you on screen the entire time? What's the plan there?
So it's going to be like a 4-hour video, and all that live action stuff on the set is going to be about 30 minutes worth.
Holy shit!
It's funny because like people on Twitter instantly jump to thinking that's only for the gamer subs shill. That would be the only part in the video.
I was trying to think who, other than obviously Nerd, who actually does sets these days. Like, I know JonTron used to do a lot of them. Yeah, that's the first one that came to mind.
Well, it's a very difficult line to walk on YouTube because as all of these channels are getting more and more money, they naturally want to sink it back into the content to show their fans, like, here, I'm investing in this. I'm trying to make the content better. Here's what the money's going to. You know, even Charlie Critical held on longer than anyone in that room. Now even he's got like a nicer room and he's got like a claw machine and all this stuff. He's starting to make it like a little set, right? But the more that there's a line you can cross where now it doesn't look like YouTube anymore. Now it looks like TV, and then it loses that feeling of being this interactive content.
Yeah, that authenticity, I'm terrified of hitting that. I think this set won't go anywhere near that level. I think people will just appreciate it. But then also, the worrying thing is, after me doing this set for a video, if my next video doesn't have a set or any kind of grab, then people are just going to think,
more sets.
You know. Yeah, I'm already talking to them about doing a set for my next video, the one after this. And then I'm also trying to hire a animation studio as well to help. Like, they're getting fucking expensive, man, but thank fuck I got that slop channel.
Dolan has a new channel called Slop Live that's doing very well. He's getting like 6-figure views on terrible videos. So go check them out because he responds very quickly to breaking news. And he's got a new Twitter account that's Dolan Slopper. It's his only alt. So follow Dolan Slopper on Twitter and Slop Live.
I will also be starting a slop channel in direct competition to Pyro and Dolan at some point.
Will you? I hope you do. That'd be great.
I am, but it's going to be a slop review channel. It's going to review slop. So we're going to look at all the different types of slop. We're going to be looking at critical slop. We're going to be looking at pyro slop. We're going to be looking at mutahar slop. And we're going to decide which is the sloppiest of the slop and which is the best slop.
That is actually a 300 IQ idea.
I know it is. I'm very smart.
I can't wait. That would be great. I've always liked your low effort stuff, like where you're just watching something on a laptop and you hit pause. That stuff is so good because you go so hard.
Yeah, you can hear his like fan of his laptop dying, and then the video he's reacting to will be literally 7 frames a second.
That's right.
Anytime I put it on, and you just look, the Colossal being completely disoriented by mumble rap and SoundCloud rappers and reviewing that video with XXXTentacion, that was so funny. Like I've rewatched that. I rewatched that like twice a year.
Sponsored by
and then his review,
Johnny's.
his incredibly harsh review on I'm Alex's dating show appearance was very cruel. But it's funny because he's going so hard at somebody who's, you know, having a nervous. I'm Alex's very nervous performance on a dating show. All that stuff where you just are. There's no script and you're just coming up with the jokes on the fly. I like that.
I actually don't understand. Like, you actually must have put effort into making the video look so shit though, right? Like, you reacting to that Jake Paul song, how was it so low? How was the audio bitrate so bad?
At the beginning of every Dolan slop video, he's like, welcome back to Slop Live. Thanks for slopping by.
Got a whole catchphrase system going.
There's a little bit of irony here because of the whole Azzy Sniper Wolf copying thing. But what's getting under my skin a little bit is when I see that these daily slop channels are not crediting the source of the point that they're making, and they just try to like rebuild it using the source material that you did. It's like, just say what you're reacting to.
Oh, like what happened with your Azzy video? Is that sort of stuff?
So shout out to like Kavos, who did a great job just saying like, all right, here, he just basically like played clips from my video and then added his own funny input to it and gave context to it. He did a great job. Internet Anarchist credited it properly, and he found new examples. He went back and looked through the old Sniper Wolf and Azzy material and found his own clips. That's good. But then other guys, you know, I don't need to call them out. It's fine. But they did not do that. And they just kind of they went like, oh, this is catching. I like some of these points. Let me just rebuild that and pretend that it was my own idea. I don't think that that's very nice.
I was saying to you, my favorite part was when they use screenshots from your video where you use color correction and like fake screen dust on the screen, and they try and present it as their own, but you can fucking tell it's straight from your video.
Yeah.
This is mine now. This is all mine. Yeah, I spoke to Internet Anarchist for the first time when I was in Sweden. He seems pretty nice, to be fair. I think he's just traveling a lot while he works. But it's funny because he told me he did a video on Sniper Wolf that was age restricted. And then he asked me like if there's a way I could contact like my manager at YouTube and stuff, and I was like, I can, but it's not going to be a quick fix. It's probably going to take a couple of days for them to get back and like, you know, review and, you know, just climbing up the ladder and stuff. And then I watched the video and I was like, you know, you just said like, you said OnlyFans in like the first 5 seconds of the video, right? Like, and he's like, yeah, what's wrong with that? And it's like, you're literally mentioning a porn site in the first 5 seconds. So I told him to remove that. He did, and then he re-uploaded the video, and it just wasn't age restricted.
There you go. That's the kind of thing. That's the YouTube community working properly. Someone being able to ask someone with more experience, how do I fix this? And you knew instantly what the problem was.
Subscribe to the Patreon, $5 a month. By the way, it's well worth your money and time.
Dolan, go. Thanks for slopping by.
Wonder how many people would actually get that.
Well, they will now because we just said it. Like, just leave in me asking you. Dolan, say your catchphrase. Do the thing. All right. Thanks for slopping by.
Thanks for slopping by.
Perfect.